p.m. Central Daylight Time. Here are the 11 a.m. South Texas weather observations. At Corpus Christi, mostly sunny. Temperature 90 degrees, dew point 77, and the relative humidity 65%, producing a heat index of 103. Wind south at 8 miles an hour. The pressure 30.07 inches and falling. Across the area, Navy Corpus Christi, mostly sunny. Temperature 93 degrees. Kingsville, mostly sunny. Temperature 90 degrees. Alice, mostly sunny. Temperature 88 degrees. Brownsville, sunny, 89 degrees. Laredo, mostly sunny. Temperature 87 degrees. San Antonio, mostly sunny. Temperature 86 degrees. Victoria, mostly sunny. Temperature 89 degrees. At Port Aransas, wind south at 8 knots. Seawater temperature 87 degrees. At the buoy 90 nautical miles east of Port Aransas, south winds at 10 knots. Seawater temperature was 86 degrees. Waves are 4 feet with a period of 7 seconds. At buoy 42,020, winds were south at 8 knots. Air temperature 85 degrees. Wave height 4 feet. Wave period 8 seconds. Tropical weather outlook for the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico, an area of disturbed weather centered a couple of hundred miles north of the northern Leeward Islands has become a little better organized since yesterday, but there are no indications of a closed circulation. Upper-level winds are forecast to become more favorable for development by the weekend, but dry air aloft could limit additional development of the thunderstorm activity. This makes the overall environment only marginally conducive for tropical cyclone formation. The disturbance is expected to move northwestward today, then northward over the weekend across the western Atlantic Ocean. Formation chance through 48 hours, low, 30%. Formation chance through 5 days, medium, 50%. A weak and elongated area of low pressure just off the east coast of Florida is accompanied by disorganized showers and thunderstorms extending from southern Florida northeastward across the southwestern Atlantic. Upper-level winds are not favorable for development, but this system could still produce locally heavy rains to portions of the Florida Peninsula as it moves northward during the next day or two. Formation chance through 48 hours, low, 10%. Formation chance through 5 days, low, 10%. Timing, through the afternoon. Impacts, strong and potentially life-threatening rip currents are also expected along Gulf-facing beaches of the Middle Texas coast. Swim near a lifeguard. If caught in a rip current, relax and float. Don't swim against the current. If able, swim in a direction following the shoreline. If unable to escape, face the shore and call or wave for help. The National Weather Service in Corpus Christi has issued a heat advisory, which is in effect from 1 p.m. this afternoon to 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Temperature, maximum heat index values range from 110 to 113. Impacts, prolonged outdoor activity without taking precautions, such as drinking plenty of non-alcoholic liquids and taking frequent breaks from the heat and air-conditioned buildings, may result in heat exhaustion or even heat stroke. A heat advisory means that heat indices of 110 degrees or higher are expected over most of the area for at least 2 hours. Prolonged exposure combined with physical activity could cause heat exhaustion and even heat stroke. The elderly, the very young, the sick, and people with heart conditions are most at risk in extreme heat. Reduce, eliminate, or reschedule strenuous activities to the coolest times of the day. If you must be outside, reduce your activities and take frequent breaks, preferably in an air-conditioned area. Wear lightweight, light-colored clothing. Drink plenty of non-alcoholic liquids, preferably water, even if you do not feel thirsty. Here are the noon South Texas weather observations. At Corpus Christi, partly sunny. Temperature 93 degrees, dew point 76, and the relative humidity 57%, producing a heat index of 105. Wind south at 10 miles an hour. The pressure 30.07 inches and steady. Across the area, Navy Corpus Christi, mostly sunny. Temperature 94 degrees. Kingsville, mostly sunny. Temperature 93 degrees. Alice, partly sunny. Temperature 91 degrees. Brownsville, light rain, 89 degrees. Laredo, sunny. Temperature 90 degrees. San Antonio, partly sunny. Temperature 88 degrees. Victoria, mostly sunny. Temperature 91 degrees. At Port Aransas, wind south at 8 knots. Seawater temperature 87 degrees. At the buoy 90 nautical miles east of Port Aransas, south winds at 8 knots. Seawater temperature was 87 degrees. Waves are 4 feet with a period of 7 seconds. At buoy 42,020, winds were south at 8 knots. Air temperature 85 degrees. Wave height 4 feet. Wave period 7 seconds. The forecast for the Corpus Christi area. Coastal flood advisory in effect until 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time this morning. High rip current risk in effect through this afternoon. Heat advisory in effect from 1 p.m. this afternoon to 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time this evening. Today, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy. A 20% chance of showers. Highs in the upper 90s inland, in the lower 90s coast. Southeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Heat index readings 108 to 112. Tonight, mostly clear in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 70s inland, in the lower 80s coast. Southeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, in the evening becoming light. Saturday, partly cloudy. Highs around 100 inland, in the lower 90s coast. South winds around 10 miles an hour, increasing to southeast 15 to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon. Heat index readings 108 to 113. Here is the synopsis for the Middle Texas coastal waters. Swells will continue to gradually diminish over the Gulf waters today. Isolated showers are expected this morning. Drier air will move into the area tonight into Saturday as an upper-level high-pressure system moves over the region. Warm and humid conditions with only isolated showers will persist through next week, with a weak to moderate onshore flow. The marine forecast for the bay waters from Baffin Bay to Port Aransas. Rest of today, southeast wind 10 to 15 knots. Bays slightly choppy to occasionally choppy. A slight chance of showers. Tonight, southeast wind 10 to 15 knots, becoming south 5 to 10 knots after midnight. Bays slightly choppy to occasionally choppy. Saturday, south wind 5 to 10 knots, becoming southeast 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Bays slightly choppy to occasionally choppy. Saturday night, south wind at 10 to 15 knots. Bays slightly choppy to occasionally choppy. The marine forecast for the bay waters from Port Aransas to Port O'Connor. Rest of today, southeast wind 5 to 10 knots. Bay smooth. A slight chance of showers late in the morning. Tonight, south wind 5 to 10 knots. Bay smooth. Saturday, south wind 5 to 10 knots, becoming southeast 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Bays slightly choppy to occasionally choppy. Saturday night, south wind at 10 to 15 knots. Bays slightly choppy to occasionally choppy. The marine forecast for the coastal waters of Baffin Bay to Port Aransas out to 20 nautical miles. Rest of today, southeast wind 5 to 10 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet with occasional seas up to 5 feet. A slight chance of showers late in the morning. Tonight, southeast wind 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet with occasional seas up to 5 feet. Saturday, south wind at 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Saturday night, south wind at 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet with occasional seas up to 5 feet. The marine forecast for the coastal waters of Port Aransas to Matagorda Ship Channel out to 20 nautical miles. Rest of today, southeast wind 5 to 10 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet with occasional seas up to 5 feet. A slight chance of showers late in the morning. Tonight, southeast wind around 10 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet with occasional seas up to 5 feet. Saturday, south wind 5 to 10 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Saturday night, south wind 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. The marine forecast for the coastal waters from Baffin Bay to the Matagorda Ship Channel out to 60 nautical miles. Rest of today, southeast wind 5 to 10 knots. Seas 4 to 6 feet with occasional seas up to 8 feet. A slight chance of showers late in the morning. Tonight, southeast wind 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet with occasional seas up to 5 feet. Saturday, south wind 5 to 10 knots increasing to 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Saturday night, south wind 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 4 feet with occasional seas up to 5 feet. The current time is 12:22 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Timing through this afternoon. Impacts. Strong and potentially life-threatening rip currents are expected along Gulf-facing beaches of the Middle Texas coast. Swim near a lifeguard. If caught in a rip current, relax and float. Don't swim against the current. If able, swim in a direction following the shoreline. If unable to escape, face the shore and call or wave for help. The combination of warm temperatures and high dew points will produce